Hello, this is Social Science Simplified, and welcome back to part 3 of my redistricting series. And as promised, in this video I will be going over the redistricting process in the state of Texas, the Lone Star State. And during reapportionment, Texas did gain 2 electoral votes. And so they went from 38 districts in Texas all the way to 40 districts. 38 electoral votes to 40 electoral votes, meaning 36 districts to 38 districts. And when you first look at the Texas map, you may be a little bit confused because there are roughly the same number of Republican-leaning seats, and the Democrats appear to have gained some safe seats. However, people often overlook the GOP's actual strategy with this. Take, for example, the city of Houston. There are 4 Democratic seats, all of which are safe, surrounding Houston. Now, if you compare that to a similarly sized city, for example, Chicago, and this is where Democrats have the power to gerrymander. In Texas, Republicans have the power to gerrymander. In Illinois, the Democrats have the power to gerrymander. Chicago has 8 safe Democratic seats surrounding it, along with 4 only marginally competitive Democratic seats. The closest seat to being competitive is a Democrat plus 6 seat, which is not very competitive at all. So looking at Texas here, especially in the metropolitan areas, you see a lot of Democratic seats. Actually, in Austin, you see a Democratic seat added, an open seat with a partisan lean of Democrat plus 38. Lloyd Doggett has been moved to Texas's 37th with a partisan lean of Democrat plus 44. And basically it appears that the Republicans are giving some seats to the Democrats in Texas. However, what they are doing is they are shoring up their own seats. If you look at the old map surrounding Houston, you have a highly competitive Democratic seat, but you also have 3 marginally competitive Republican seats, all of which have partisan leans of under 10 points in favor of the GOP, meaning on an extremely Democratic year, especially in the state of Texas, since Texas is trending towards the Democratic Party, largely because of suburban voters, and these districts are located in the suburbs, that these districts could go blue in blue wave years. However, now, with the new map, all of these districts have safe partisan leans for the GOP, meaning that over the next 10 years, the Democrats are not going to win a single one of these districts. And then if we take a look at the Austin and San Antonio area, these 2 cities are covered by 3 safe Democratic districts, and then there's 1 competitive Democratic district with a partisan lean of Democrat plus 7, could very easily go to the GOP. Then there's an open seat with a partisan lean that is even, probably going to go to the GOP in 2022, given the current trends. Then there's only 1 more safe Democratic seat. Texas is 34th on the coast of the Gulf of Mexico. And then there is 1 marginally competitive Democratic seat held by marginally competitive Republican seat held by GOP member Tony Gonzalez, with a partisan lean of Republican plus 13. Once again, this seat is probably not going to go to the Democratic Party within the next 10 years. And if you look at the old map, that same seat had a partisan lean of Republican plus 5. It now has a partisan lean of Republican plus 13. So chances are very slim that this seat will go to the GOP. And then El Paso still has a safe Democratic seat, albeit much more condensed around the city of El Paso, giving some more Republican votes to Texas's 23rd, shifting that partisan lean to the right. And then the last area I want to cover with this is Dallas. And in Dallas, you see 3 safe Democratic seats cover the entire city. If you look at the old map, it was 2 safe Democratic seats and a highly competitive Democratic seat, but also a highly competitive Republican seat in the suburbs, and 2 marginally competitive Republican seats in the suburbs, that during a blue wave year, especially in the state of Texas, the Democrats could easily flip these seats blue. However, with the new map, no chance of doing that. the most competitive seat, and I say competitive in the sense that not really competitive, but with the lowest GOP partisan lean, is Republican plus 22. Unless there are some drastic changes in this area of Texas, or in any area of Texas, none of these safe Republican seats are going to go to the Democratic Party within the next decade. So long story short, what the GOP was doing in this is they were giving Democrats safer seats already held by Democrats, so the Democrats did not really gain any seats from this redistricting process. Well, what the GOP did is they shored up the Democrats' seats in urban and semi-suburban areas in exchange for shoring up their own seats in suburban areas, basically ensuring that the Republicans will always have a 4-seat majority in Texas's congressional delegation over the next 10 years, instead of risking the Democrats potentially having a 4-seat majority over the next 10 years. The Republicans are always guaranteed a 4-seat majority. So this really was a gerrymander in favor of the GOP. And what the Republicans did, long story short, is they shored up their own seats and ensured that they will hold on to all of those seats for the next 10 years in exchange for allowing the Democrats to shore up their own seats in and around urban areas. And there are only 3 really competitive seats. An open seat with an even partisan lean, although one of these 2 Democrats will likely choose to run in the open district. Then there is Texas's 28th, with a partisan lean of Democrat plus 7. Could very easily go either way, though, especially in 2022, considering Joe Biden's plummeting approval rating currently. And unless that approval rating stabilizes, this could become a competitive district, and while the Democrats might still hold on to it, they would definitely have to expend resources there to hold on to that seat, potentially giving them less resources in districts such as Texas's 15th. And then there's one marginally competitive seat held by the GOP with a partisan lean of Republican plus 13. Chances are this will not go blue, except in blue wave years, and even then it probably will not, but it could become more competitive. And once again, then the Republicans would have to put more resources into Texas's 23rd district, potentially holding on to that by 1 to 2 points in blue wave years, but losing Texas's 15th district to the Democratic Party. But long story short, what the Texas state legislature and governorship, both controlled by the Republicans, have ensured is that for the next 10 years, the Republicans are going to control Texas's congressional delegation. Anyways, I hope this video was informational. Thank you for watching. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I will be back tomorrow. This is daily upload number 2. I'll be back tomorrow with daily upload number 3. Thank you, and have a great day.